2009, 2012, 2013, go ahead, 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017. Ready? You got audio? Go.
Today, we remember the bravery of the 343 members of this great department who made the supreme sacrifice 19 years ago today so that others could be saved. 19 years ago today, members gathered in their firehouses and EMS stations to begin another day of service to the people of the city, not knowing what the day would bring. This can be said about every day in the life of career first responders. On September 11, 2001, the department lost not simply 343 members, but we lost one member 343 times. Today, we come together to remember each of these individuals. We also come as a fire department family to give strength and support to each other. We continue to honor the memory of our 343 fallen members and their contributions to the department, the city, and the country. We will never forget. It is now 8:46 a.m. The first plane has struck the North Tower. Let us bow our heads for a moment of silence.
Box 558087, World Trade Center, on September 11, 2001. First Deputy Fire Commissioner William M. Feehan. Chief of Department Peter J. Gansey, Jr. Assistant Chief Gerard A. Barber. Assistant Chief Donald J. Burns. Deputy Chief Dennis A. Cross. Deputy Chief Raymond M. Downey, Sr. Deputy Chief Edward F. Garrity. Deputy Chief Charles L. Casper. Deputy Chief Joseph R. Marchbanks, Jr. Deputy Chief Oreo J. Palmer. Deputy Chief John M. Paolillo. Chaplain Father Michael F. Judge. Battalion Chief James M. Amato. Battalion Chief Thomas P. DeAngelis. Battalion Chief Dennis L. Devlin. Battalion Chief John J. Fanning. Battalion Chief Thomas J. Farino. Battalion Chief Joseph D. Farrelly. Battalion Chief Joseph Breslak. Battalion Chief Thomas T. Haskell, Jr. Battalion Chief Brian C. Hippie. Battalion Chief William J. McGovern. Battalion Chief Louis J. Modaferri. Battalion Chief John M. Moran. Battalion Chief Richard A. Prunty. Battalion Chief Matthew L. Ryan. Battalion Chief Fred C. Sheffield, Jr. Battalion Chief Lawrence T. Stack. Battalion Chief John P. Williamson. Captain Daniel J. Brethel. Captain Patrick J. Brown. Captain Vincent E. Brunton. Captain William F. Burke, Jr. Captain Frank J. Callahan. Captain Martin J. Egan, Jr. Captain Michael A. Esposito. Captain John R. Fisher. Captain Vincent F. Giamona. Captain Terrence S. Hatton. Captain Walter G. Hines. Captain Frederick J. Ill, Jr. Captain William E. McGinn. Captain Thomas C. Moody. Captain Daniel O'Callaghan. Captain William S. O'Keefe. Captain Vernon A. Richard. Captain Timothy M. Stackpole. Captain Patrick J. Waters. Captain David T. Woolley. Lieutenant Joseph Agnello. Lieutenant Brian G. Ahern. Lieutenant Greg Atlas. Lieutenant Stephen J. Bates. Lieutenant Carl J. Bedigian. Lieutenant John A. Chrissy. Lieutenant Edward A. Diatri. Lieutenant Manuel Del Valle Jr., Lieutenant Andrew J. Desperito, Lieutenant Kevin W. Donnelly, Lieutenant Kevin C. Dowdell, Lieutenant Michael N. Fodor, Lieutenant David J. Fontana, Lieutenant Andrew A. Fredericks, Lieutenant Peter L. Freund, Lieutenant Charles W. Barberino, Lieutenant Ronnie E. Geese, Lieutenant John F. Vinley, Lieutenant Jeffrey E. Gouja, Lieutenant Joseph P. Gullickson, Lieutenant David Halderman, Lieutenant Vincent G. Halloran, Lieutenant Harvey L. Harrell, Lieutenant Stephen G. Harrell, Lieutenant Michael K. Healy, Lieutenant Timothy B. Higgins, Lieutenant Anthony M. Jovic, Lieutenant Thomas R. Kelly, Lieutenant Ronald T. Kerwin, Lieutenant Joseph G. Levy, Lieutenant Michael F. Lynch, Lieutenant Patrick J. Lyons, Lieutenant Charles J. Margiotto, Lieutenant Peter C. Martin, Lieutenant Paul R. Martini, Lieutenant Paul T. Mitchell, Lieutenant Dennis Mojica, Lieutenant Raymond E. Murphy, Lieutenant Robert B. Nagel, Lieutenant John P. Napolitano, Lieutenant Thomas T. O'Hagan, Lieutenant Glenn C. Perry, Lieutenant Philip S. Petty, Lieutenant Kevin J. Piper, Lieutenant Kenneth J. Belling Sr., Lieutenant Michael T. Quirky, Lieutenant Robert M. Regan, Lieutenant Michael T. Russo Sr., Lieutenant Christopher P. Sullivan, Lieutenant Robert F. Wallace, Lieutenant Jeffrey P. Walls, Lieutenant Michael P. Wacola, Lieutenant Glenn E. Wilkinson, Fire Marshal Ronald P. Ruka, Fire Marshal Andre G. Fletcher, Fire Marshal Vincent D. Kane, Fire Marshal Kenneth B. Kumpel, Fire Marshal Paul J. Pansini, Firefighter Eric T. Allen, Firefighter Richard D. Allen, Firefighter Calixto Anaya Jr., Firefighter Joseph J. Angelini Sr., Firefighter Joseph J. Angelini Jr., Firefighter Faustino Apostol Jr., Firefighter David G. Arce, Firefighter Louis Arena, Firefighter Carl F. Asaro, Firefighter Gerald T. Atwood, Firefighter Gerard Baptiste, Firefighter Matthew E. Barnes, Firefighter Arthur T. Barry, Firefighter Stephen E. Belson, Firefighter John P. Bergen, Firefighter Paul M. Bayer, Firefighter Peter A. Bielfeld, Firefighter Brian E. Bilcher, Firefighter Carl B. Beanie, Firefighter Christopher J. Blackwell, Firefighter Michael L. Bocino, Firefighter Frank J. Bonamo, Firefighter Gary R. Box, Firefighter Michael Boyle, Firefighter Kevin H. Bracken, Firefighter Michael E. Brennan, Firefighter Peter Brennan, Firefighter Andrew C. Brun, Firefighter Greg J. Buck, Firefighter John P. Burnside, Firefighter Thomas M. Butler, Firefighter Patrick D. Byrne, Firefighter George C. Kane, Firefighter Salvatore B. Calabro, Firefighter Michael F. Camarata, Firefighter Brian Canizaro, Firefighter Dennis M. Carey Sr., Firefighter Michael S. Carlo, Firefighter Michael T. Carroll, Firefighter Peter J. Carroll, Firefighter Thomas A. Casoria, Firefighter Michael J. Cole, Firefighter Vernon P. Cherry, Firefighter Nicholas P. Schiaffalo, Firefighter John G. Shapora, Firefighter Michael J. Clark, Firefighter Stephen Copley, Firefighter Terrell Coleman, Firefighter John M. Collins, Firefighter Robert J. Cordis, Firefighter Ruben D. Correa, Firefighter James R. Coyle, Firefighter Robert J. Crawford, Firefighter Thomas P. Pullen III, Firefighter Robert Curatori, Firefighter Michael D. Diorio, Firefighter Scott M. Davidson, Firefighter Edward J. Day, Firefighter Martin N. DeMeo, Firefighter David P. DeRubio, Firefighter Gerard P. Dewan, Firefighter George DePasquale, Firefighter Gerard J. Duffy, Firefighter Michael J. Alferis, Firefighter Francis Esposito, Firefighter Robert E. Evans, Firefighter Terrence P. Farrell, Firefighter Lee S. Feeling, Firefighter Alan D. Feinberg, Firefighter Michael C. Fiore, Firefighter John J. Florio, Firefighter Thomas J. Foley, Firefighter Robert J. Foti, Firefighter Thomas Gambino Jr., Firefighter Thomas A. Gardner, Firefighter Matthew D. Garvey, Firefighter Bruce H. Gary, Firefighter Gary P. Geidel, Firefighter Dennis P. Germain, Firefighter James A. Giberson, Firefighter Paul J. Gill, Firefighter Jeffrey J. Giordano, Firefighter John J. Giordano, Firefighter Keith A. Glasgow, Firefighter James M. Gray, Firefighter Jose A. Guadalupe, Firefighter Robert W. Hamilton, Firefighter Sean S. Hanley, Firefighter Thomas P. Hannafin, Firefighter Dana R. Hannon, Firefighter Daniel E. Harlan, Firefighter Timothy S. Haskell, Firefighter Michael H. Howard, Firefighter John F. Heffernan, Firefighter Ronnie L. Henderson, Firefighter Joseph P. Henry, Firefighter William L. Henry Jr., Firefighter Thomas J. Hetzel, Firefighter Jonathan R. Holman, Firefighter Thomas P. Hollahan, Firefighter Joseph G. Hunter, Firefighter Jonathan L. Ielke, Firefighter William R. Johnston, Firefighter Andrew B. Jordan Sr., Firefighter Carl H. Joseph, Firefighter Angel L. Forbe Jr., Firefighter Paul H. Keating, Firefighter Richard J. Kelly Jr., Firefighter Thomas W. Kelly, Firefighter Thomas J. Kennedy, Firefighter Michael B. Kiefer, Firefighter Robert C. King Jr., Firefighter Scott M. Kapitka, Firefighter William E. Kukowski, Firefighter Thomas J. Kuvakis, Firefighter David J. LaForge, Firefighter William D. Lake, Firefighter Robert T. Lane, Firefighter Peter J. Langone, Firefighter Scott A. Larson, Firefighter Neil J. Levy, Firefighter Daniel F. Libretti, Firefighter Robert T. Linane, Firefighter Michael F. Lynch, Firefighter Michael J. Lyons, Firefighter Joseph Maffeo, Firefighter William J. Mahoney, Firefighter Joseph E. Maloney, Firefighter Kenneth J. Marino, Firefighter John D. Marshall, Firefighter Joseph A. Mascali, Firefighter Keithroy M. Maynard, Firefighter Brian G. McAleese, Firefighter John K. McAvoy, Firefighter Thomas J. McCann, Firefighter Dennis P. McHugh, Firefighter Robert D. McMahon, Firefighter Robert W. McPadden, Firefighter Terrence A. McShane, Firefighter Timothy P. McSweeney, Firefighter Martin E. McWilliams, Firefighter Raymond M. Meisenheimer, Firefighter Charles R. Mendez, Firefighter Steve J. Mercado, Firefighter Douglas C. Miller, Firefighter Henry A. Miller Jr., Firefighter Robert J. Manara, Firefighter Thomas Minggione, Firefighter Manuel Mojica, Firefighter Carl E. Molinaro, Firefighter Michael G. Montesi, Firefighter Vincent S. Morello, Firefighter Christopher M. Mozilla, Firefighter Richard T. Muldowney Jr., Firefighter Michael D. Mullen, Firefighter Dennis M. Mulligan, Firefighter Peter A. Nelson, Firefighter Gerard T. Nevins, Firefighter Dennis P. O'Byrne, Firefighter Douglas E. Oshlock, Firefighter Joseph J. Ogren, Firefighter Samuel P. Otis, Firefighter Patrick J. O'Keefe, Firefighter Eric T. Olson, Firefighter Jeffrey J. Olson, Firefighter Stephen J. Olson, Firefighter Kevin M. O'Rourke, Firefighter Michael J. Ottman, Firefighter Jeffrey A. Palazzo, Firefighter Frank Palumbo, Firefighter James N. Papageorge, Firefighter Robert E. Parrow, Firefighter Darrell B. Pearson, Firefighter Christopher J. Pickford, Firefighter Sean E. Powell, Firefighter Vincent A. Cruciati, Firefighter Kevin M. Pryor, Firefighter Lincoln Guape, Firefighter Leonard J. Regaglia, Firefighter Michael P. Ragusa, Firefighter Edward J. Roll, Firefighter Adam D. Rand, Firefighter Donald J. Regan, Firefighter Christian M. O. Regenhard, Firefighter Kevin O. Riley, Firefighter Jimmy Riches, Firefighter Joseph R. Ravelli Jr., Firefighter Michael E. Roberts, Firefighter Michael E. Roberts, Firefighter Anthony Rodriguez, Firefighter Matthew S. Rogan, Firefighter Nicholas P. Rosamando, Firefighter Paul G. Rubach, Firefighter Stephen P. Russell, Firefighter Thomas E. Sabella, Firefighter Christopher A. Santora, Firefighter John A. Santora, Firefighter Gregory T. Sosito, Firefighter Dennis Scalzo, Firefighter John A. Short, Firefighter Thomas G. Scholes, Firefighter Gerard P. Schrang, Firefighter Gregory R. Sikorsky, Firefighter Stephen G. Siller, Firefighter Stanley S. Smagala Jr., Firefighter Kevin J. Smith, Firefighter Leon Smith Jr., Firefighter Robert W. Spear Jr.,
The time is now 9:03 a.m. The second plane has struck the South Tower of the World Trade Center. Let us bow our heads in a moment of silence.
Firefighter Joseph P. Spoor Jr., Firefighter Gregory M. Stager, Firefighter Jeffrey Stark, Firefighter Benjamin Suarez, Firefighter Daniel T. Sir, Firefighter Brian E. Sweeney, Firefighter Sean P. Talon, Firefighter Alan Tarashevitz, Firefighter Paul A. Tegmeyer, Firefighter John P. Tierney, Firefighter John J. Tipping II, Firefighter Hector L. Tirado Jr., Firefighter Richard B. Van Heim, Firefighter Peter A. Vega, Firefighter Lawrence G. Belling, Firefighter John T. Vigiano II, Firefighter Sergio G. Villanueva, Firefighter Lawrence J. Virgilio, Firefighter Kenneth T. Watson, Firefighter Michael T. Weinberg, Firefighter David M. Weiss, Firefighter Timothy M. Wolfen, Firefighter Eugene M. Whalen, Firefighter Edward J. White III, Firefighter Mark P. Whitford, Firefighter Raymond R. York, EMS Lieutenant Ricardo J. Quinn, Paramedic Carlos R. Lillo.
Dedicated to the memory of those who bravely served this department, protecting life and property in the city of New York in the rescue and recovery effort at Manhattan Box 558087 World Trade Center.
Firefighter Gary E. Salentani,
Firefighter Robert W. Dillon, Firefighter Ben Clive A. Johnson, Firefighter Russell C. Brinkworth, Firefighter Edward V. Tejan, Firefighter Walter Voigt, Battalion Chief Kevin R. Burns, Firefighter Stephen M. Johnson, Lieutenant Richard M. Burke, Firefighter Michael Sophia, Firefighter Joseph T. Callahan, Firefighter Joseph P. Costello, Firefighter William R. O'Connor, Lieutenant Ronaldo Natal, Paramedic Deborah Reeve,
Lieutenant Cruz Antonio Fernandez,
Fire Marshal William Wilson Jr., Lieutenant Thomas J. Hodges, Firefighter Robert J. Weber, Lieutenant Joseph P. Cavalieri Jr., Firefighter Michael J. Shaggy, Firefighter William R. St. George, Firefighter Raymond W. Orber, Lieutenant Brian Ellicott, Firefighter William E. Moreau, Lieutenant John P. Murray, Firefighter Sean M. McCarthy, Firefighter Bruce M. Foss, Firefighter Jacques W. Poulter, Firefighter Martin C. Simmons, Firefighter Kevin M. Delano Sr., Lieutenant Vincent J. Tancredi II, Paramedic Clyde F. Seeley, Firefighter Timothy G. Lockwood,
Firefighter
Anthony Elise, Firefighter Edward F. Riley Jr., Firefighter John F. McNamara, Lieutenant Thomas G. Roberts, Captain Kevin J. Cassidy, Firefighter Joan R. Daly, Firefighter Richard A. Monetta, Lieutenant Peter J. Fahrenkoff, Battalion Chief John J. Vaughn, Firefighter Robert A. Ford, Paramedic Corinne A. Brown, Firefighter James J. Ryan, Lieutenant Robert M. Hess, EMT Freddie Rosario, Lieutenant Harry Wanamaker Jr., Supervisor Communications Electrician Philip J. Berger, Firefighter Vincent J. Albanese, Firefighter Robert J. Ventriglia, Firefighter John P. Sullivan Jr., Firefighter Roy W. Chelson, Firefighter William H. Quick, Lieutenant Andrew M. Borgesi, Firefighter Willie T. Franklin Jr., Firefighter John F. O'Neill, Lieutenant Randy J. Weebick, Firefighter Brian C. Malloy, Lieutenant John A. Garcia, Firefighter Anthony J. Nuccio, Fire Marshal Stephen C. Mosiello, Firefighter Carl Capobianco, Captain Emilio R. Longo, Firefighter Raymond Ragucci, Deputy Chief William J. Guido, Captain Sheldon Barocas, Firefighter Virginia A. Spinelli, Deputy Assistant Chief John S. McFarland, Lieutenant Robert J. Stegmeyer, Lieutenant Mark W. McKay, EMT Anthony Ficara, Lieutenant Patrick J. Sullivan, Firefighter Michael F. Mongelli, Firefighter Lawrence J. Sullivan, Firefighter Michael G. Behet, Battalion Chief Thomas R. Van Doren, Battalion Chief Richard E. McGuire, EMT Joseph V. Shumo, Paramedic Ruben I. Berrios, Firefighter Walter Torres, Battalion Chief John K. Corcoran, Firefighter Andrew D. Dalcortivo, Lieutenant Martin T. Fulham, Firefighter Charles L. Jones III, Battalion Chief Richard D. Arazosa, Supervising Fire Marshal Emil K. Harnschfeger, Lieutenant Douglas Mulholland, Captain Peter J. Casey, Paramedic Rudolph T. Havelka, EMT Francis A. Charles, Paramedic John W. Wyatt Jr., EMT Luis De Pena, Firefighter Adolfo Botano, Lieutenant Michael F. Cavanaugh, Deputy Chief Inspector James W. Mendelkow, Lieutenant Thomas J. Greeny, Firefighter Keith E. Atlas, Lieutenant John J. Halpin, Auto Machinist Raphael E. Scarpitti, Lieutenant Walter J. Nelson, Jr., Captain William C. Olson, Lieutenant Stephen B. Reisman, Lieutenant Keith M. Laughlin, Firefighter Ronald R. Bernison, Lieutenant John K. Grems, Lieutenant Howard J. Biscoff, Firefighter Daniel E. Hegland, Firefighter Robert E. Lever, Firefighter Cornell L. Horn, Lieutenant Thomas Giamarino, Firefighter Eugene J. McCary, Firefighter James J. Marshall, Firefighter Charles S. Zoki, Firefighter Richard E. Nogan, Battalion Chief John J. Cassidy, Captain John R. Graziano, Firefighter Gregory A. Chiavalli, Battalion Chief George D. Iser, Firefighter James M. Hicks, Captain John Gallagher, Captain Thomas J. Thompson, Lieutenant Harold E. McNeil, Sr., Lieutenant Gary J. Gates, Firefighter Dennis J. Heedles, Sr., Firefighter Nicholas J. Damasi, Firefighter Thomas A. Lynn, Battalion Chief James N. Costello, Firefighter Frank D. Fontano, Firefighter Michael P. Smith, Firefighter Thomas J. Kelly, EMT Norman Valley, Firefighter Joseph A. Morstadt, Lieutenant Robert G. Alford, Firefighter Thomas J. Farrell, Firefighter Robert W. Johnson, Fire Marshal Gregorio Morales, Firefighter William E. Woodland, Lieutenant Ronald D. Biller, Captain Vincent R. Ungaro, Firefighter Paul F. Santoro, Firefighter John A. Dunn, Firefighter Harry L. Davis, Lieutenant Raymond W. Alexander, Firefighter Joseph P. O'Toole, Firefighter Brian J. Masterson, Firefighter Kevin A. Rooney, Firefighter Robert F. DiGiovanni, Lieutenant Edith E. Torres, Firefighter Robert E. Newman, EMT Rose M. Scott, Lieutenant Stephen Sorger, Lieutenant Mario Bastidas, Firefighter Roy E. Smith, Firefighter James J. Lanza, Paramedic Mark A. Harris, Firefighter Raymond J. Pfeiffer, Lieutenant William J. Kelly, Firefighter William J. Gormley, Firefighter Michael L. Duffy, Marine Engineer Robert W. Alexander, Battalion Chief Joseph D. McKeon, Firefighter Michael R. O'Hanlon, Attending Physician Michael Guttenberg, Firefighter Robert M. Tiliarcio, Lieutenant Edward J. McDonough, Lieutenant Joseph R. Statch Jr., Firefighter Raymond R. Phillips Jr., Firefighter Ronald P. Sveck, Lieutenant Edward T. Meehan, Captain Victor C. Valva, Deputy Chief Joetti Frizzell, Firefighter Paul R. Tokarski, Pilot Thomas J. Phelan, Firefighter Keith R. Young, Marine Engineer John L. Bueller, Firefighter George F. Froelich, Firefighter Brent G. Kroback, Firefighter Robert J. Lembo, Assistant Chief Ronald R. Spadafora, Firefighter Charles Williams, Battalion Chief Robert P. Muccio, Firefighter Michael T. McDonald, Firefighter Jimmy Martinez, Firefighter Dennis G. Heaney, Firefighter John R. Elgis, EMT Philippe Torrey, Paramedic Martha Stewart, EMT Joseph A. Rodriguez, Firefighter Daniel C. Bowe, Captain John S. Moschella, Firefighter Richard H. Meehan, Lieutenant Timothy P. O'Neill, Firefighter Kevin E. Lennon, Lieutenant John T. Moran, Firefighter Lloyd W. Stewart, Firefighter Kevin Nolan, Firefighter Richard Driscoll, Firefighter Owen T. Carlock, Firefighter Robert M. Gless, Firefighter John B. O'Brien, Firefighter James J. Herson, Captain Robert E. Hollis, Firefighter Joseph Walsh, Auto Mechanic James J. Satilli, Firefighter Joseph R. Lucino, Firefighter Robert B. Fitzgibbon, Firefighter Walter E. McKee, Firefighter John W. Boyle, Firefighter Roger Espinal, Firefighter Richard J. Tanagretta, Firefighter Andrew S. Gargrillo, Lieutenant Richard G. Estreicher, Firefighter Clifford R. DeMuro, Captain Dennis M. Gilhooly, Firefighter Brian W. Cass, Firefighter Michael L. Feldman, Firefighter Richard B. Jones, Lieutenant Paul W. Dio Jr., Firefighter Joseph A. Hatzelman, Firefighter Daniel R. Foley, Battalion Chief Chief Dennis J. Moynihan. Firefighter John H. Marr. Lieutenant Kevin C. Dunn. Firefighter Paul J. Greco.